So, I'm back. Anyways, Slay the Spire 2 came out. Actually, its early access got released. It is yet to be fully released as a 1.0 version.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I loved the first game, especially since I got it for free on PS Plus. So you know that shit was an instant cop, and boy was it worth it. So you might be wondering about the second part of the title, and I'll get to it, patient doc. The game is essentially a complete overhaul of the first one. New cards, new characters, new relics, new enemies, and most importantly, better graphics. Oh, look at the graphics. Look at the death animation of the fish. I could just swim in it. I mean, they even overhauled the unlock system, where instead of just an XP bar going up, you also have the epochs, where at each milestone, you'll discover a new epoch, learning a little bit of lore about the world or the character you were playing, as well as the XP bar going up with traditional unlocks. I love the epoch system. Like, half of them are beautiful artworks, and then you just have placeholder images like, no. The actual mechanics of the game have essentially stayed the same. You battle monsters, you collect loot and cards along a randomly generated path, culminating in a boss. Now, this sounds simple, but the card sets are entirely different depending on the character you were playing. So let's go through each one, shall we?
I'm just going to preface this by saying I might miss some playstyles since I don't have every card unlocked, and this is subject to change with updates, and once again gets fully released, shut the fuck up.
Your base character, that being the one you start with, is Ironclad. A madman, literally, who starts with the relic Burning Blood, which heals you after combat. He has two main playstyles: buffing yourself with strength to do massive damage, or Hemomancy, which will damage or debuff you to do even greater damage to the enemy, leveraging Burning Blood and defensive cards to always come out on top. Ironically, I find this character the most difficult to play, as I'm a lobotomite, so I usually pass over defensive cards for big funny damage numbers, meaning I just get one-tapped by the boss. Wow, that's a lot of damage. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 damage. Crazy. Overall, 5 out of 10. Hey. Next up is the Silent, the obligatory poison woman, who starts with some extra card draw, which is always nice. Her playstyles are mainly comprised of Shiv creation or poison. Shivs are zero cost cards that will do small amounts of damage, but can be buffed or create just a metric fuck ton of them, and you got yourself a good time. Poison is my personal favorite, however. You put a debuff on the enemy which does damage equal to the number, but with the right cards and relics, this can get to ridiculous amounts on a single enemy, potentially killing them in a single turn. They've also added a new mechanic to the character, called Sly. These cards will usually have a high cost, but if you manage to discard the card, the effect will still go off, effectively giving you a free card. I love this mechanic, incentivizing getting some diversity into your card effects, grabbing some extra card draw energy or more discard sources instead of just turbo optimizing whatever build you're going for. 10 out of 10 character, I like him. Next to grace our company is the Regent, the first among the newly revealed personages to be unlocked by my hand, and verily, a most commendable fellow. His whole shtick is card creation, or utilizing star power along with energy to overwhelm the enemy. Wow, can't speak today. Card creation is pretty self-explanatory. You use cards to make more cards, sometimes making them free, other times needing to pay for them. The main form of card creation that I've come across is Forge, which literally just buffs up this massive sword to ludicrous levels, potentially dealing hundreds of damage in one attack. The other main playstyle I've found is Star Power, which is a secondary resource needed to play these super powerful effects, but is offset by how expensive it can be to generate Star Power in the first place. So yeah, 7 out of 10.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Next up is the obligatory Necromancer, and the other new character, the Necrominder. Woo! And she's a lot simpler than the Regent. You have a hand by default. Hand takes damage first before you. Now she has two main playstyles in her cards, that being Summoning or Doom. Summoning is letting the thing from the Addams family do all the work for you, buffing the hand, giving it more HP, potentially giving it more damage, and using this extra HP as a resource to deal even more damage, but potentially killing Otzi, you monster. The other playstyle centers around Doom, which is like Poison, but worse. You got this number, if the monster's HP gets below this number, it dies. Pretty simple, but with Doom usually giving block or doing damage alongside its effects, it gives it a lot more utility than Poison in most cases. 9 out of 10 character for Otzi, my beloved. Finally is the Defect, and unlike you, they are anything but defective.
Boom. Roasted.
Being one of the most resourceful and interesting characters in the game. not really having a distinct playstyle, but your whole game plan is revolving around balls. Ice balls, lightning balls, plasma balls, etc. Same balls as the first game, but with a few new ones. That being glass balls. Essentially just warm-up poison, doing X damage each turn, reducing X by 1, but still really good to finish off some smaller enemies. Now, of course, there are more playstyles for each character I listed, but the main ones I ended up using, I listed, so just fucking calm down, Kyle. But apart from each character's distinct cards, there are also so many other ways to augment your run. Relics from elites and bosses, enchantments giving cards additional effects, ascension runs making the game harder, potions, random encounters to debuff or reward you. There's just so much to do. They also added ancients, where in the first game you would just have, Nyauth, what's his name? Newt? I don't know. You now have an ancient at the start of each floor. So you get a lot more stuff, but why did I title this video, The Best Game You Shouldn't Play? Well, first off, enemy balancing for multiplayer is absolutely dog shit, with it basically just increasing the base health and shields the thing gets by 100% for each player in the party. Theoretically, not bad. But when normal enemies can do upwards of 20 damage a turn whilst gaining hundreds of shield, it can get pretty bad. Yeah, skill issue, but Jesus, should normal enemies seriously be doing a third of my HP a turn? And finally, the most damning issue with the game, I personally don't think it did enough to warrant buying it in early access. I would recommend buying the first game instead. It's more or less the same experience at a cheaper price and less potential for bugs, depending on your location, and hold off on buying the sequel till it's closer to a full release date. Overall, the rating of Slay the Spire, I would give it a 10 out of 10. Joke's on you, the entire video was rage bait. Haha.